Okay guys, so the next step is going to be to code our score sprite. So to do this, we're going to go ahead and go onto our yellow events tab, and we're going to use when green flag clicked. We want to go ahead and set exactly where we want to place it. So I'm going to go to XY, change this to -222, and the Y to -165. You guys can go ahead and test this out, see if you guys like it. So it'll be right down here. If you guys want to change the spot, you just go ahead and move it exactly where you want, and then you can see the X and Y here, and just make sure it matches. So it seems like my Y, instead of 5, is an 8, and instead of 222, it's 216. So now this will exactly put it where I want it to be. The next thing I'm going to do is go into control, scroll down, and add a create clone of myself. We're going to then add a forever. Inside of the forever, we're going to add an if then else. Inside of the diamond shape, we're going to go into sensing and use the less than symbol. The empty bubble, we're going to go into variable and use our score bubble. And the 50, we're going to change to a 10. We're going to then go into looks, and we're going to add a switch costume to 0. And then we're going to add another switch costume underneath the else, but this time around we're going to go into operators, add a letter 1 of, and then change the apple to our score bubble. So this basically says, let's say for example we have a score of 3 numbers, is going to go ahead and make sure that it gives one costume clone for each of them. So it will create extra numbers for us so we don't have to worry about that. The next part that we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go into control, and we're going to add when I start as a clone. Next we're going to go inside of the blue motions tab and add a change X by 18. Then we're going to go ahead and go into control. We're going to add a forever. Next we're going to add an if then else. We're going to go into operators and use the less than. We're going to change the 50 to a 10. And we're going to go into variable and add the score bubble to the empty bubble. Once we've done that, we're going to go into looks and add a switch costume to both of them. Then we're going to go into operators and use letter 1 of apple and add it to each of them. On the else, the second bracket, we're going to change this one to a 2. And then both of these apples, we're going to go into variables and use the score bubble. Okay. So once we've done this, it's always nice to test it out. It's also good to hide this since we won't need this anymore. So I'm just going to go ahead and click the check mark just to hide it. And I click on the green flag, play, click on select. Okay. You can see here my number is changing. It might be a little bit too close together, so if you guys want to, if you go to the score, this change X by, you can go ahead and add a little bit more numbers just to space them out, so you can go ahead and play around with that. But after you're done, the next step is going to be doing the high score.